and the giant goes down.
Wow.
Now it's just on to that clone queen, and unfortunately for 7 is going to be a 1-star. The monolith, oh no, monolith is locked on, monolith is locked on, oh no! That monolith taking down that log launcher is such a huge play. This Crusher Mortar just will not go down. He cannot get the Crusher Mortar down. Now he's on the Ice Golem. Oh no!
The top side, the King's gonna get pulled into the Queen, and he's gonna go down, and Tribe can have the lead after the first set of attacks. With this Warden, is there the Fireball on the Warden? Let's see. Indeed, it is, because I see 2 Earthquakes, and when you have 2 Earthquakes, a lot of times you go for the Clan Castle, but he doesn't in this case. He's able to grab the Scatter, grabs this area, and the Scatter remains up. The Builder kept repairing it. The Scatter Shot is now locking on the Queen, deal quite a bit of damage, and the healers need to switch targets onto the Queen here. Moving through, the Booger does trigger the Tornado Trap, pulling out the Clan Castle, but Bash, the Town Hall is going to be safe toward the end of this stack, which is going to be very risky. He's got to push through with the King to the left, does die, Phoenix comes through, but the Log Launcher is already done. Queen is getting stuck on a wall, so she'll join, but the Town Hall is not getting locked onto. No Royal Champion to save the Town Hall.
No, there's no shot. He needs the giant from that action figure equipment to pop through there somehow, but he's just getting shredded here by the defenses, and the giant goes down.
Wow.
Now it's just on to that clone queen, and unfortunately for 7 is going to be a 1-star, and Tribe Gaming get the epic defense on a huge risk play.
Sending that Log Launcher from the top side of the base, not able to open up those core walls near the Town Hall. He needed it, so it gave him access. He took all the risk.
Coming in with the Root Rider is a pretty traditional setup, it looks like here. Does have the 1 Overgrowth spell, only a handful of invisibilities, so it doesn't seem like anything crazy here. It seems like a very traditional Root Rider play, which I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, it does move those air skellies out of the way of the Royal Champion, so it doesn't cause any distraction as the RC is moving her way through the Scatter in towards the Air Expo. 1 by 1 does have 3 Earthquakes here, Bash, which he can try to pair in with maybe the Queen's Giant Arrow for something.
Giant Arrow with the Log Launcher.
Oh.
Town Hall, multi, CC. If he can keep it alive, especially with this multi going down, the monolith, oh no, monolith is locked on, monolith is locked on, oh no! That monolith taking down that log launcher is such a huge play.
Well, he's got a poison, so I don't think he was going for the Clan Castle.
Okay, true.
Just the multi and the Town Hall, both going down. He would not have taken all that damage, but he does overgo at the backside, continuing, trying to power through. Is it enough as the Roots are making their way left, though it looks like the healers have path off to the Roots over there. He needs to drop a couple Headhunters for the defensive King since the Roots will not target it. Warden now bails from the Roots, which you really want the Warden with the Roots and the healers so you can then have that Rage Gem benefit the healers and heal them up quicker.
He's over there with that Royal Champion now throwing those Rocket Spears, and here comes that Crusher Mortar. Just dealing damage after damage. Now locked onto that Royal Champion, and she is just taking a blow after blow, but she's still picking up defenses. Crusher Mortar does finally get taken down, but the multi-gear tower takes her down, and you can see the disappointment in Subin's face. And this being a 2-star, all but locks it up for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to be able to pull through in this one. It really came down to that Log Launcher not freezing the Monolith in time, and the Log Launcher getting popped to be open and not continuing those logs through the Town Hall to take out the Town Hall, Monolith, multi, which would have set up a great funnel.
Super Yetis becoming more and more prevalent here in our Clash Clans World Championship meta. This Queen is going to charge in here with that Angry Jelly. Remember, the Angry Jelly will allow her to charge only defenses for 35 seconds. So she's just going to go right into this section, especially with those healers. We talked about how she's able to pick up all that healing, all that support. If she can get in here and get this Crusher Mortar, get this enemy Queen, oh my goodness, this is so much value. If the Queen can make it through here, Judo, she is looking incredible.
Gets a little bit low on health, but he is good. And I like the approach of diving in to get the Crusher Mortar, because that is so pivotal versus any ground smash attack. Does not take too much damage. In a fraction of a second, you can lose your heroes in this esports mode.
Yeah, could have maybe even made that storage there, but maybe wants the storage out for pathing, because remember the Super Yetis, they're going to attack everybody. This Crusher Mortar just will not go down. He cannot get the Crusher Mortar down. Oh. Now he's on the Ice Globe. Oh no!
Just going to freeze, and he committed a lot of spells there as well. So is that going to be the difference maker?
That was a huge spell commitment, and it looked like she was going to get it. It looked like she was going to get it, and then she did. I think if he made that storage invisible with one of those 2 invises, he gets that Crusher Mortar down. But look at this, now that Crusher Mortar is raining down. Obviously he's got the healers, but look how low these Yetis already are there, Judo.
Oh my goodness, right into the Dima bomb as well. He's got to use the Warden ability. One of them went down. How much force does he have through the base? Look at the Town Hall on the opposite side. Come on, Mask, hold it together, my friend.
This is a long round through the base.
This is difficult. The RC doesn't have easy backup plan pathing here.
Yeah, what would be the backup plan here? Okay, he's going to throw RC in here, but it looks like he's trying to get that Wizard Tower out and throw the RC right at the Town Hall.
Royal Champion will be able to get to that Town Hall and pick it off, but in terms of percentage, they are so far behind that they need a defense from Tribe Gaming and a 3-star on their next attack, because realistically they're not catching up on defense.
Not at all. Not at all. That Queen, that little bit of a bait there with the traps and just not getting it. He just committed so much to getting that Crusher Mortar.
So they want to try and get that confidence. If they can put up three stars in this war, 13 stars, that gives them good confidence moving down to that attack. Beautiful fireball there from Fluxy. 2 invisibility spells, setting up that fireball super quick, recalling the Warden out of there. Just trying to get that easy value.
Fluxy, inspired by his teammates with a little creativity early on here. When you think of Fluxy, you think of just straight on, like, I'm going in here, getting that 3-star, throwing everything I got at the base, but I love the creative fireball there, recalling that Warden out, so a beautiful charge. But look at the Expo and the Flinger. That Flinger is not going to get the value he's hoping for.
Yeah, you can see the frustration there, because that is a big miss, meaning that he doesn't get any of that value. That's meant to pick off not just the damage, but the pathing as well, which we talk about so much. So now he has to just focus on the Warden at the top of the base, see how he can set up these heroes to move into the Town Hall.
It seemed like he was trying to like split those Expos, so maybe he could get that Flame Flinger to go right up the middle and get that Multi-Inferno, but that is like such a precision play right there. Continue with the Warden charge up top, everything's looking fine, but that Warden's just going to take a pounding from the Crusher Mortar for a little bit, and here comes a Minion Prince charge on the left side.
Yeah, a couple of Rocket Loons to test, but also take down that air defense as the Minion Prince moves in. We've got the King ability stripping apart the top left side of the base, and it looks like the RC will then now be responsible for this Town Hall if the Minion Prince doesn't quite get there in time.
That's a big thing, though. We haven't dealt with the Town Hall. It's still standing strong in the middle, protected by 4 storages, plus that Clan Castle, which is a heavy HP building as well. There goes the Minion Prince's abilities. Got those pants on.
Now.
Yeah, it's tough.
I think from the left side, he's just waiting at the defensive pathing, but he had the Minion Prince ability used as well. There's the RC. Oh, yeah, she does go to the Town Hall from there.
Good call there, Judo. I was worried about it because the pathing definitely looked sketchy. The Minion Prince was able to do enough to set that pathing, set that Royal Champion up for that Town Hall takedown. It is going to be a 2-star. Even if he did 3-star here, we already knew the result of this war. But again, go out with your head held high here. Fluxy and the guys are going to have to go back, regroup, and get ready, as they'll be playing in an elimination matchup here in our World Championship.
We have now Solinho going in here with the Super Yetis. Can he finish strong for his team? That is the big question. We have that Warden walk to funnel things in the beginning. He's trying to take advantage of not too many storages and touch in front of those defenses to get a really quick funnel running into early on tracks. His second rage is getting invested to really make sure that this Warden is not taking the full 3 minutes for this funnel, because by now he has already bypassed the first minute.
Yeah, and that's the one big risk of a long Warden charge, as time is always an issue, especially here in esports mode. Where those heroes, your attacking heroes, they deal 10% less damage. So heroes are some of the strongest units in the game, but when they're nerfed down by 10%, it makes it a little bit slower on every single attack.
There we go with the Super Yetis. They're going to be pushed into that town hall. The funnel, the setup, everything looks great. Only time is going to be a really big factor for him at this stage.
Jump spell to give access right into the middle. The Royal Champion on that outside flank. That's a nice little pickup up there. She'll be able to work. Those skeleton spells will be able to protect. And now an overgrowth to shut down the Crusher Mortar, the Poison Tower Expo as well. But everything is frozen right by that town hall. He's got to push right on through that section, but he still has hero abilities on hand to help out with that area.
Yeah, he has a lot of hero abilities still left to push through that core. And I feel like with the triple Ice Golem Clan Castle, Tribe expected such a ground push to delay things even further and make time an even bigger factor. We have now the Fire Spitter waking up again, starting firing, but the Eternal Tome is countering most of it. 30 seconds, 33 seconds for the back end.
I think Celino maybe was self-aware of that, and he's kind of just like, all right, let's go back, let's regroup, let's get ready for tomorrow, where they're going to have to play that lower bracket final and try to keep their tournament life alive. I think he gets there with time. Three Rue Riders, 8 rocket balloons in here. I don't see any quakes, don't see any lightning, so I don't know that we're going to see the Queen trick, as she also has the action figure equipment. Look at all of those traps he just soaked up with that balloon right there.
3 overgrowth spells is awesome because you can use that in order to redirect Root Riders. You can use it to mitigate damage. A little bit slow here with the air skellies. Nice little placement from Tribe Gaming because that will slow the Archer Queen down and mean that you might not tag her onto the defenses using the Angry Jelly as easily. I'm presuming he's just waiting for all of the troops to gather up so he can use that recall and make sure he does not miss. That's exactly what we see. Now diving in right alongside that to the town hall, and we can expect to see the overgrowth through the center of the base, presumably, as he's diving into this right side compartment to then strip that out. There's the overgrowth right in the center.
And we saw Tribe using this triple overgrowth yesterday. You just shut down each section of the base as you're progressing through it, and it was so successful. But also, if that timing is off and those defenses stay shut down for too long, all your troops blow right past them. So the timing here on those second and third overgrowths are going to be so important.
Yeah, and check out that top compartment he has to get to as well. We're probably going to see an overgrowth there to help minimize damage, but notice that the second overgrowth, he doesn't hit the same defenses. Now he shifts it that little bit so they can take the multi-target Inferno since the troops are in that location. Things are not necessarily going to plan here because his healers are stuck back over on the other troops, so most of his Root Riders are down, which means moving to this back end, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, Bash.
And he's got to get through this multi-gear tower. Queen goes ahead, steps up, takes that out. That multi down there just doing a lot of work. Queen now stepping into that monolith department. Remember, that's shut down, and she's going to be able to deal with the king. That minion prince is looming large over everyone. The Queen is really the only line of defense. Excuse me, the Royal Champion is there as well. He's going to go ahead and use Rocket Loon for that multi. Finally gets the minion prince down, and this is looking pretty strong, except for he doesn't have a lot of support left.
Yeah, he's managed to negotiate this area extremely well, but this is the difficulty, especially in esports mode. Once those defenses come back alive, your Root Riders are down, your heroes go down fast because the defenses hit so hard. It is a miss. It's a higher percentage than that of P. Castro, but this is exactly what Tribe Gaming needed.
We have the first set of loons to see if there's any traps hidden on this far left side. We have the earthquake. There goes the Nine Arrow. There we have the lightnings. The Turn Tower stayed up though.
Barely missed that multi-inferno. That's a little bit of a break that Nebrex and Tribe Gaming are hoping for. So we have this Warden and Queen charging together in this bottom compartment. Does have a recall to be able to pull this Queen back. The healers need a healer up and does just get that Invis spell off. The timing was perfect there. Another Invis to continue to try to protect this Queen. Can he grab the ground expo and then pull this Queen back? It would maybe.
The air defense. Oh! Okay, he's playing it safe. The air defense was locked onto one of those healers. Another healer going down, so taking a lot of healer damage or even losing a couple of them early on. He now needs to make sure that the troops are walking in, trying to use the Royal Champion for that. The troop launcher is in there as well as he's pushing now into the town hall. But that front tower in the core, it stayed up.
It stayed up, but not only that, it got repaired back to full health because of the builder hut that was right next to it. But he's continuing to push through. The World Champion taking damage from the spring trap. Balloons spawning from that troop launcher, but continuing into the core. But Itsu, he hasn't dealt with the defensive CC, so he will have to encounter that, which most likely will have Furnace, Ice Golem combination, which means his troops can get frozen on approach to the backside.
There goes the overgrowth to make sure that that Mortar Crusher is not dealing too much damage as the defending Clan Castle is leaving now. He's dropping the poison to not just catch that Furnace, but as well the defending Minion Prince. We have the Royal Champion charging forward with those troops together. The King on the outside still having his ability, and the Royal Champ as well, but he needs to be careful. That Royal Champ, if she's charging too much for it, she might lose her life.
Oh, he has to go with the freeze on the Minion Prince because it locked down the RC. Gets her ability off. She goes invisible from the Spirit Fox. King did backtrack towards the multi-archer tower. With the King ability, Ice Golem for the backside for something. Maybe that Ricochet Cannon, but there's a lot left here. Itsu, roots are gone. Gigabomb next to that Monolith, but now it's about the percentage game. We had 87% from P. Castro. Can he approach that mark? It doesn't look like it as the top side. The King's gonna get pulled into the Queen, and he's gonna go down, and Tribe can have the lead after the first set of attacks.
The spiky ball going through, and this might be the defense which Tribe was hoping for, because this is going to finish around the 80% mark. They might have the lead early on in this match.